Welcome in, friends. I have to laugh. Sarah's in a spicy mood today, and it's going to be a great episode. I love it so much. The conversation is all around basil essential oils, so stay tuned. You're listening to the Essential Oils Scoop podcast. We're here to help you confidently using essential oils in your daily life. No fluff, just real talk and practical tips. Each episode brings you education, inspiration, and of course, our scoop of the day. Let's elevate your wellness one drop at a time. Sarah, I love you. I just had to call you out. It is great. And when I say spicy, it's just a little sass. She's in a great mood. Okay, don't get me wrong. But fun Sarah comes out when she's a little spicy. It is great.
I've dealt with like technology issues like almost every day for a solid week. And so I finally have gotten some of those things ironed out today, but like, man, it's been
Good
rough.
times.
It's been rough. I'm so excited to talk about basil though, because I use basil for a couple of different things. And so I'm super excited to have this conversation about basil because it is such a great oil. And I really like you were talking just before we pressed record. Um, you don't use it enough. And I was like, I think that's 99% of us who have this amazing oil in our home probably do not utilize it enough, especially for the physical. But I know darn well you're not using it for the emotional people. I know you're not. So you
Mhm.
better let's get
Yeah.
let's get started here.
No excuses. From here on out, people, no excuses. Okay, before we go into the physical, because Sarah and I, that's our jam, let's talk about some of the ways we can use it for, like, did I say physical? I meant emotional. Let's talk about the physical before we talk about the emotional. Can I just tell you, Sarah, basil was something that you introduced to me for massive head tension.
Mhm.
It's connected with emotional release. Okay, let's just be real. But I didn't realize that I could lean into basil sublingually under the tongue and on the back part of your neck. What is that called?
The occipital area.
That one, that area. And it really, really helped break down what was causing massive discomfort.
Yeah, this is an excellent one if especially if you have um, tension headaches, but it's also really great for hormone headaches. I'm going to say the word headache and I'm just going to use it because that's what it hurts. Your head aches. Okay.
Hmm.
Your head
Hmm.
hurts. It feels like it's pounding. It feels like it's pounding through your teeth. Like everything just it feels, and you feel foggy and you feel miserable and you just don't want to deal with life. So if you are having any kind of hormonal or tension issues, and like your head is throbbing, this is your favorite. This is going to be your best favorite friend.
Hmm. It's worked for me, and luckily I don't struggle with that issue. But when it comes about, I am very proactive. So not only am I using copaiba and frankincense, I'm incorporating basil as well. And if you've been around the block for a while, you know frankincense is an amplifier oil, so is copaiba. It's going to really help with the other oils that you utilize. And I just had to start there because it's been a godsend. And I love the fact that Sarah's like, "Oh yeah, I've been using this because, I've struggled with this. Try it and it's worked for me. So hopefully this is going to be a tool for you."
Yeah. And if you are having hormonal head tension, I would also suggest that you might want to get your hormones checked. It is an
Mhm.
extra test to have done, and it's worth every penny. So just get your hormones checked if you are starting to feel that because I went for years suffering and now that I'm getting more hormones more balanced, I was like, why did I have to go for years of suffering? And now I don't have
Mhm.
that not nearly as often and way less. Like I was having them so bad before and now way less. This stuff is amazing. It rocks. I'm so grateful that I've had this and I'm so grateful that this will help with it does help with your hormonal balancing as well. So if you're having lack of ovulation, ovarian cysts, scant or painful menstrual cycles, infertility, it's now when you are pregnant, this is one oil I will very stress with you not to use when you're pregnant. Okay. This is phenomenal when you're going into labor. Please, girl, have this in your hospital bag when you are going into labor. This is so good. Okay, this is
So how
so
would you
good
use
for
it?
labor.
Sarah, just for those that are like, okay, you say this, but what would I do with it?
So there's three ways I would use this. Okay. First and foremost, I would put this in a capsule and I would take this sucker. Okay.
Hmm.
Second, I would rub this along your lower abdomen pubic area as labor is starting. And the third place I would put this is actually there's an ankle point for labor. And this is ask your massage therapist if you don't know what I'm talking about. Every massage therapist knows where that point is, but there's a point on your ankles that help stimulate labor. And so this is a great place to put basil and some jasmine and some ylang ylang and some clary sage. And you're going to put that in that spot. And you're going to go clockwise and you're going to hit that point for about 5 minutes on each leg. Give yourself about a 20-minute break and then go right back into it. I actually have made this as a roller bottle for my pregnant friends. And every time I've hit these points on pregnant women with that combination, they have gone into labor. So within 24 hours, one person got up from my massage table and her water broke. So not my fault. She was already she was already having some discomfort with her contractions and she wanted to have a massage prior to her labor. She thought she was in early stages and she had seen the chiropractor I worked with at the time, and the chiropractor was like, "Hey Sarah, hit those points." And I was like, "Got you." And I was like, "I have my roller blend." So I hit those points and she was like, "Oh, I feel amazing." And then she stood up and bam. So just so you know, it can help with that. So, back to basil alone, standalone. This is going to be amazing for. It's not actually here in the book, but I'm going to tell you one other little tidbit that I love using basil for. So, I don't know if you've ever gotten like canker sores in your mouth, maybe from aggressive brushing or whatever, but you've gotten canker
Hmm.
sores in your mouth or bit the side of your cheeks or something like that. And so they've become a little sore. Friends, basil 3, 4 times the first day it starts tingling or feeling or hurting. Put that in 3, 4 times a day. And I promise you by the next day, you'll barely feel it. By the third day, it's gone. So
Yeah, well, I'm reading the top properties, and it's a digestive stimulant. It's an antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, antispasmodic. It's regenerative. It's a stimulant, and the list goes on. So that makes perfect sense. I'm glad you said that because if it wasn't in the book and you didn't say it, I would not know it.
yeah,
I love that this is good for ear discomfort and the congestion, allergies. If your body is fighting off something, this would be a tool that you can lean into to help your body do the heavy lifting, right? These don't do the work for us. They allow our bodies to do what it's supposed to do naturally, and that's to
yeah,
work cohesively. This list is crazy, but the abdominal cramping goes back to, when you're in active labor or you have menstrual issues. This would be a great one to lean into. But I really like the low blood pressure, the dizziness, the fainting, leaning into something like this, leaning into basil. If for those that are listening that may struggle with this, why not try it out, right? You do you, but in this book it says apply to the temples and the back of the neck and the bottoms of the feet. Now, majority, okay, I was telling Sarah before we press record, I'm underutilizing this oil. My brain is still stuck on, oh, basil. I can jazz up my food in the kitchen with basil, right? Like I'm getting out of that mindset, that framework I've built of basil's just something to add to my delicious meals. No, it's so much more. So I'm excited to relearn this and the cramps and the spasms. How many of you are working out? How many of you are moving your body more with more intention? If you hydrate for one, right? And get yourself some magnesium and some really good things to add to your water, like recharge.
recharge.
Yeah, like recharge. So, but this would be a great topical along with deep blue, like the deep blue stick. And then if you needed a little more zhuzhing, basil for your cramps and the spasms, the weak muscles. Heck to the yeah.
Mhm.
I can see why massage therapists would want to use this too. And Sarah, I'm assuming you used to use it in your practice, or you still do
Obviously, yeah.
with your private
hmm
clients.
Yeah. And like we have to absolutely highlight the adrenal and chronic fatigue.
Mm,
So this is, I swear, um, how many of you raise your hand? And I want you, even if you're in the car listening, I want you to raise your hand right now. Are you exhausted? Are you just tired all the time? This oil is for you. And I want you, I'm going to tell you exactly where to put this. You're gonna put it on the bottoms of your feet. You're gonna put it on the back of your neck. You're gonna put it on your forehead. But most importantly, you are going to put this on your over your adrenal glands. So if you make a fist of your hand and you reach behind your back and you kind of just like where it comes naturally, not down really far, like above your bum, but like up a little bit higher, okay?
like
And
bra
where
strap area is where kind of
a little bit lower, okay?
okay.
A little bit lower than your bra strap, but you're going to come right there. That is where your kidneys are. Okay. And right above your kidneys is where your adrenal glands fit. And so I just want you to, and your adrenal glands are very small. So I just want you to go ahead, put a drop on both sides, rub that around. And it doesn't even matter if you're high, low, just rub a whole drop around the area. It'll get to where it needs to go. And use this every single day. It will help to revive that those adrenal glands that have been pushing out. So what happens is our adrenal glands pumps out the adrenaline. And we have adrenaline all the time pumping basically. We are in this fight or flight all the time. And so we are exhausting our adrenal glands. And you
Mhm.
probably don't even realize it because chronic stress and trauma exhausts those adrenal glands. So, this is a great one to mix with copaiba to put onto your adrenal glands. You're going to want to use this. This is also going to help with you get that mental fog, lack of focus, that type of thing. This is also going to help with that as well. So,
Mhm.
I'm telling you, basil is going to be your new best friend for a lot of you, especially my mamas that have got brain fog right now. How many of my mamas have brain fog? How many of you are feeling like you don't have focus?
Mhm. Well, I mean, I'm not a mama. I'm a fur mama, totally different things. But the fatigue, I'm going through some hormonal issues, like blood tested and all the things. This is going to be wonderful. I'm no joke going to make myself a roller. I've been applying it here and there. When I say here and there, probably 3 times a week since I've found out what I'm, working through. But why am I not making a roller? Like it just dawned on me when you were talking, Sarah. I was like, oh my gosh, let me do this so I can apply it to my adrenals daily. Put it in
Mhm.
my bathroom, morning and night, non-negotiable. Put it there.
Add it to your brushing your teeth routine.
Yeah.
Like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
us need to habit stack or stack those routines in order to get something to stick. So if you're brushing your teeth, if this is you, if we're talking right now and you're like, man, this is so me, I want you to put your roller bottle in your bathroom near your toothbrush, your toothpaste, whatever. Because then what's going to happen is if you remember to keep it there, you're going to see it sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
And why do I have this here? Oh, yeah, I need to put that on. While you're brushing your teeth with one hand, use the roller on the one side that you're not brushing your teeth with. So if you're a righty, use your lefty to roll it on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you're done brushing your teeth, you do the other side. And this is going to help you to create a really good habit that you are leaning into. And think about it. It's a nanosecond.
Yeah.
Like we talk about micro habits and different things. This is like a nano habit. Like this is going to be like, but how much difference it's going to make in your wellness is huge.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I have one for my thyroid, and this is going to pair perfectly. I have a little, like a little tiny shelf above my faucet in my bathroom, and I'm visual. Like I have to see it because if I don't see it, I forget about it. But like you're saying, habit stacking, this is like a nanosecond of time to multitask, brush your teeth, use the other hand to apply those oils. Done and done. Yes and yes. Thank you, friend. I am so
Yeah.
stoked.
Also, this is really great for lack of perspiration. So this is something that some people that struggle with metabolism and diabetes, sometimes they struggle with not being able to perspirate. So this is another really good one. Again, we're coming back to some of our hormonal issues that are creating some of our things. And so low dopamine,
Hmm.
even Parkinson's. So this is really pretty amazing. I would if you've got somebody in your life that's struggling with that, I would definitely do my research. And I
Yeah,
would
go to
also
PubMed.
research
I'm sure there might be something there that would
and
fascinate you.
I would honestly do my research and I would even look into maybe pairing this with rosemary. Just a suggestion.
Hmm.
Um, and then can you like I've never used it for this. This is the one thing in the book where I'm like, nope, does I've never used it for this. Bugs, snake bites, and spider bites.
I saw that too. I was like, oh, yeah, that wasn't on my radar.
Mine neither. Never.
Lavender, copaiba, tertiary, like there's a slew of other oils
Hmm.
that I've used.
This was not there. And the other one that kind of like took me back a little bit because I've used magnolia for this loss of smell. So
Hmm.
if you have had the thing that
Vid.
makes yeah, the virus thing that makes you possibly lose some sense of smell, this is a good oil for that apparently. I've
Hmm.
never used it. I I swear by magnolia for that, but
Hmm.
hey, when you're
Why not give it a
desperate to get
try?
your sense of smell back, you're desperate. Because let me tell you, I've been desperate. So,
Hmm.
isn't this amazing? Like, this
Yes,
whole thing is so good. Like, oh my gosh, you guys, you need basil in your life. If you don't have basil in your life, what are you doing with yourself?
real truth. Mama Sarah just came out. Do yourself a favor and have this as your arsenal. And then, friends, we finally put our YouTube, well, not, we finally put our podcast on YouTube. So, yay, us. This is going to be there. So, bookmark it, save it, because, friends, if you're like us, you're going to forget some of this and you get to come back and relearn and utilize your oils to its full potential when you have this available to you. So before we let you go,
Share
we
this with
have
a
the
friend.
emotions.
Share this with a friend because
Yes.
if you're not going through it, maybe one of your besties is. And wouldn't you want your bestie to tell you what to use?
I wouldn't want them to gatekeep. Yeah, absolutely.
Like
I would
Vicky's
want them to
always
share
thrilled
this.
when I share and I like a little like, oh, have you tried this? No, but I'm going to like share with your friends. Be the friend that shares. Don't be the friend that like holds it out to herself. Don't do that. Friends don't do that. You're not a real friend if you're going to hold it in. Share with your friends.
I love it. Second that. I completely second that. So, friends, let's jump into the emotions before we let you go for the day. Basil is the essential oil of renewal. So, those negative emotions, such as anxiousness and overwhelm, you're feeling drained, you're feeling exhausted, and you possibly have some addictive tendencies. Well, we can work through that with the help of basil and become more energized, renewed, restored, and strengthened. And I love the first sentence in Basil in the Essential Emotions book. By the way, Sarah and I are Essential Emotions coaches. We've been coaches for a couple years now. We love what we do, it's a part of who we are. And this book never fails. I love you enough, so get the dang book yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. The
Mhm.
first sentence in this book for Basil, it says the symptoms of adrenal exhaustion help identify the main moods that are improved with basil, primarily fatigue, low energy, being overwhelmed, and the inability to cope with life's stressors. Okay, don't lie to me. That hit home. If you're human and have a heartbeat, that hit home.
Yeah.
Holy heck. Like that first sentence, I was like, check, check, check. I
How
mean, I
many
don't,
symptoms can you check off in this sentence?
yeah, friends. Okay, Sarah, take it away. I have so much more to share, but I would love to see I would love your
No,
input.
I'm just like I'm looking at this, the inability to cope with life stressors. How many of you have just felt overwhelmed to the point of not being able to move?
Yeah, shut down. It's like the reset button. Hmm.
And you find yourself doom scrolling instead of doing the thing you're supposed to do because you feel too overwhelmed to do it.
Hmm.
Yeah, if this is you, friend, and you are exhausted all the time, can't figure out how to motivate yourself, you're like, I just need to get motivated. No, sweetheart, you need to like help your adrenal glands. You need to get out of adrenal fatigue and exhaustion so that you can cope better, so that you can stop feeling so overwhelmed, so you can feel like you can move forward in life.
Hmm.
The smell of basil brings strength to the heart and relaxation to the mind. This oil is also excellent for states of nervousness, anxiousness, and despair. So if I didn't cover some symptoms before and we're getting into this now, are you experiencing some of those emotions?
I have before. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Uh, Again, super unutilized, massively underutilized. And I think, Sarah, this basil calls for around two, round three this year as a gentle reminder for those that aren't anchoring into it. And this goes for myself, my personal life. I think our listeners and myself need a reminder. So we're going to highlight this again. We absolutely have to because it is very underutilized. I'm going to share this with you guys, and Sarah hasn't even heard it yet. So that says something. I There's this quote that hit home, and I love it so much. And I think it's perfect for our conversation. You will never feel ready because ready isn't a feeling, it's a decision.
Ooh, say that one more time for the people in the
Yeah,
back.
you will never feel ready because ready isn't a feeling, it's a decision,
Hmm.
right? I just love it. And what Sarah was just talking about, when we are in fight or flight, when we are nervous and anxious, in despair, overwhelmed, we have fatigue, low energy, that feeling that you want to have of readiness, that it's not actually a feeling. It because feeling is a decision we get to make for ourselves. I just love it. And I think basil is going to be a beautiful ally for those pushing their current barriers, elevating their energy, decreasing the overwhelm, to decrease the anxiousness that comes with the conversation between your ears right now.
Well,
So,
and I love where it talks about um brings rejuvenation after long periods of burnout and
mhm,
exhaustion. And like I have felt burnt out in my life. There have been periods of time where I have felt burnt out. There have been periods of time where I have felt exhausted, right? And I feel like there is some people who get really excited by the new year, by new goals, by new everything. But there are some people who are feeling still burnt out. They're still feeling like, why can't I get it together? Why can't I get to my goals? I have all these things I want to get done, but I'm just so exhausted and tired of feeling tired. How many of you are sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, right?
yeah, uh-huh.
Like this is your oil. Like I can't like stress this enough to you.
Hmm.
How much, if you are struggling with burnout, you're struggling with feeling exhausted, you're feeling like you just need some sort of respite from the world, this is your oil. And if you smell it for the first time and you're like, "Ooh, this is so strong." It means you got some work to do.
Hmm.
You got some
We
work to
love you
do.
enough to tell you that too. Hmm.
But it's going to help you feel more optimistic. It's going to give
Yeah.
you like recovery from negative habits. How many of you have a negative habit that we need to tweak? This is going to help you to recover from some of those negative habits.
Hmm.
And it's going to assist and giving up false stimulants. How many of you are drinking some stimulants every day? Maybe it's your coffee, maybe it's your monster drinks, maybe it's those other Celsius thingies. I don't know. I don't drink.
Yeah.
I'm obviously not an energy drink girl, right? Like, but are you utilizing those because you're so exhausted and you have no other hope of getting unexhausted anytime soon?
Hmm.
Try this. Try putting basil on those adrenals for a
Yeah.
week. See if you can notice the difference in your energy. See if it increases that natural energy and helps you to feel a little bit better balance in your health.
Hmm.
See if this helps you with more optimism.
I honestly, in my heart of hearts right now, like inner Vicky saying basil is going to be part of my year-long journey. I'm not even joking. There is so much beauty in the emotional work that it helps us do. I, I am like seriously declaring that this is going to be part of my daily routine with basil. I love in the book, it says basil may strengthen the adrenals and restore the body to its natural rhythms of sleep, activity, and rest. And it's been proven time and time again from all of the studies that go on that if we are in fatigue, we are in fight or flight, if we are in a nervous state, anxious state, our bodies are incapable of getting the rest, recovery, and the proper rhythm on a daily basis. Our body's incapable of doing that. What I'm reading here, what I'm listening to Sarah say, is basil is going to be that support. I'm totally choosing into basil, Sarah. I'm so freaking excited for this oil and this bigger awareness of it. Oh, this is so good.
Such a
Y'all,
good
this is
oil.
so good.
Such a good oil.
Hmm.
Okay, let's jump into our scoops because I know we've taken up
Okay.
a lot of time on this episode. So let's jump into our scoops, and I'm going to give my scoop. Of course, I have a diffuser blend for you, and I had it prior to even starting today
She
because
did.
this is one that I actually really enjoy in my kitchen from time to time. And so if you're like, some oils I don't diffuse in my kitchen because they don't go with food smells. Okay, I'm gonna be totally honest. There's just some that I'm like, I don't want that in my kitchen. But this one I love in my kitchen. I love this everywhere. It's actually diffusing in my diffuser currently. Okay, so this is how much I love this diffuser blend, and I think you will too. So it is basil, ginger, and wild orange. And I'm telling you, it smells so good. Like I'm smelling it right now. And I don't know if you've noticed, but like I've definitely had a little bit more energy, right? Like tiny bit more energy. My voice is probably a little bit peppier. I'm a lot more like, you got to do this, right? Like that strong force of energy, right? So, but the ginger, you're gonna do like 2 to 3 drops of basil, 2 to 3 drops of ginger. Actually, I only usually do 2 drops of ginger. And then like 4 to 5 drops of wild orange. Amazing. Amazing. Try it. You're gonna love it.
I just listen. I mean, if you're new here, do yourself a favor and just act on it. It is going to be wonderful. Friends, my scoop of the day for you is actually a question that I would love for you to ask yourself. And it goes along the lines of feeling drained. Are there unresolved conflicts or emotional burdens that are causing you to feel depleted? Again, are there unresolved conflicts or emotional burdens that are causing you to feel depleted? And you get to do some self reflection on that and anchor into basil. Maybe anchor into it with the diffuser blend Sarah just gave you. Okay, friends, do the work. We'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed today's episode and are feeling inspired to dive in even deeper into the world of essential oils. Want exclusive offers, content, and recipes? Click on the newsletter link in the show notes today. Looking for even more wellness inspiration? Dive into our previous episodes and stay in the loop by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at the Essential Oil Scoop Podcast. Thanks for being a part of our essential oil family. And remember, hit the subscribe button to be notified every time we upload a brand new episode.